guys, good morning. Welcome to the live session of Stocks Network Trading. My name is Dave, guys. My partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell. Okay, I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please secure.
Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Never Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell. Okay, I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please secure.
Let's hit the record and let's get going, everyone.
Recording in progress.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining Stocks Never Trading. My name is Ron. My partner is Dave. It is 7:23 a.m. Eastern on this beautiful Friday morning, and it is May the 9th. So thank you, everyone, for joining. We do appreciate your time, as always. And we got to get started today. We got to get busy and go to work in the markets. We're going to do 3 securities. As always, we'll start off with gold. We'll do Nasdaq, and we'll move into Dow Jones. We've got COMEX market opening in about an hour at 8:20 a.m. Eastern. So please, guys, as I was just saying to everyone on Zoom, now that we have YouTube here, it is Friday. It is the end of the week. Traditionally, a lot of retail traders have a lot of mistakes that happen on Fridays. And then you go into the weekend regretting your decisions, and you got to think about that and live about that, and then come back on Monday with that, like maybe you got fear to trade the markets next week or something like that. So we want to do the opposite. If you've had a fantastic week in the markets, and I know some of you guys have, some of you guys are already posting all of your profits, passing prop firms, payouts, all of that. So it's amazing to see this. So thank you guys for really managing your risk, being disciplined traders, and doing this the proper way. So Dave and I just want to congratulate everyone for all of those who are working hard and achieving success over time consistently. It's those little steps that they add up over time. So this is a day, guys. If you're at your weekly goal, exceeded your weekly goal, this is not to start putting more trades and more leverage and more risk. This is where you should be starting to scale back a little bit, and then reflect on your good trades and learn from your mistakes. Okay, guys? So with that being said, everyone, please manage your own risk, okay? It makes the stream much better, and things like that. So we can actually watch what's going on in the markets and not be worrying if someone is over leveraging and things like that, okay? But let's get started, okay? So we're gonna get started real quick with the news, Forex Factory, as always. So there was some news coming out of Europe. UK and US had some trade talks yesterday. That's why the market was really, really bullish. Trump and Starmer in the UK reached some agreements, very positive, like around noon yesterday. And the market's pushed up. So we'll see if we can get some continuation. Also, going into the weekend, guys, this was another thing we were talking about all week. If you decide to hold some positions overnight, whatever security it is, some of you guys always hold like gold over the weekend or something like that. Just reminder that on Saturday, I don't have the time exactly, US is meeting in Switzerland with other countries, but more specifically to get China and US to the negotiation table and start negotiating. So that's this weekend. For example, if they reach negotiations and there's a trade deal in place, the markets opening Monday could be very bullish. However, if there is no trade deal or a delay, or maybe Trump and Xi Jinping get into a fist fight, then it's not going to be pretty good for the markets opening Monday. So, and gold will be affected by this. So you do have to manage your risk again and think about this. Think about it. Today is Friday. Do you want to hold a position? If you do, maybe it's a smaller size, because we can't control what happens over the weekend while the markets are closed. So what you can control is today's closing and the way how the market opens on Monday, but it's up to you if you're going to hold some positions over the weekend. I was in a MicroStrategy trade. I closed it out yesterday at my target around $420 a share, that historical number. I might regret that decision but I was thinking about holding it over the weekend, but I didn't want to put that much risk on in there. But yeah, the markets are moving right now. Some of you guys are saying, what is going on? So we got to get into this. Okay, so and then 4:40 a.m. Eastern, we had Bank of England Governor Bailey speaking, high impact folder. We're moving into 8:30 today. We've got some Canadian news. Normally we have U.S. news here, red folders. It's Canadian news, unemployment change, unemployment rate. You can see in Canada, they're forecasting an increase in unemployment from 6.7 to 6.8%. I know a lot of you guys don't care about Canada, but I care about Canada. I live in Canada. I'm Canadian, so I'm concerned about this unemployment rate. I'd like to see that go down. The Canadian dollars it took a little bit of a beating lately. Due to the strength of the US dollar and everything that's going on right now. Look at today, we've got a shit ton of FOMC speakers, a lot of members speaking, and every speaker is here, and it's not Powell. Powell already did his business on Wednesday. Again, he didn't really answer the questions. He's just humming and hawing. That was a 45-minute presentation. He could have done that in 2 minutes, but he's got to sit there and talk BS all the time. So these are other members. You see that they're all kind of like low impact, except for this guy right here. Waller is a medium impact, but they're throughout the entire day. So 8:30, we're going to get Bark and Williams. 10 a.m. Goolsby. 11:30, we're going to get Waller and Williams. And then later tonight, 7:45 on a Friday night, you got Cook, Hammock, and Musalim speaking. Okay, so they're talking. You know, anyone from FOMC, we do have to respect when they talk, but Powell is the chair and he is the head person, okay? So that's what we got going on today. And earnings, real quick, Enbridge Gas, great dividend company here. I'm a shareholder of this company for many, many, many years, and I sit back and I collect my dividend here every quarter. I appreciate it. Thank you, Enbridge, for that paycheck every 3 months. And it's also been appreciating with oil and energy. A couple years back, this was 40 bucks a share Canadian. Now it's 65. So you kind of got a good appreciation in share price, plus you're collecting the dividend. So this is a great dividend company right over here. So they're reporting this morning. Hopefully, maybe they can announce another shareholder dividend increase in today's session. But that's what we got. After Hours Friday, not much. Like these names, don't even worry about them. Okay, and then over the weekend, go back, look at your Forex Factory, your news for next week. What do we got going on? If you remember, prior week we had NFP. This week we had FOMC. What do we have next week? Go through your earnings next week. Look for your big names. You know, when you're doing your analysis over the weekend, if you guys do that. This is what's going on over here in the news. Bank of Canada warns Trump's tariffs could trigger market dysfunction. We've been saying that for maybe the last 2-3 months over here. As soon as I heard the word tariff, I said that's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. It's not a good idea. No matter how good Trump thinks it is, it's not a good idea, okay? Doesn't work. It's been done in history, and tell me when it's worked. Not very often. Doesn't have a good track record. What else we got over here? Okay, so the deal with UK, with US over there, that's why the market was booming yesterday. Anytime we get good trade deals, that's excellent for the markets. And what else we got here? Expedia shares fall after soft US travel demand leads to revenue miss. So right now, with the high prices, with refusing to travel and things like that, a lot of consumers can't afford the high prices. You might see like airlines take a dip. You might see cruise lines take a dip, Expedia taking a dip. This is where you can kind of look for trades, whether you want to short the market. You just got to see how everything is moving forward, okay, with everything that's going on around the world. But Discord, guys, real quick, we had some signals sent out, swing trades. This was oil over here. Oil is moving over 400, or I would right here at the 45-minute candles closed above. So if you miss it, there's the pullback retest, same thing. And then that retest leg is traditionally the bigger leg. So if you're patient and disciplined and can wait for that pullback, you can grab yourself approximately 150 pips here. Commodities, we just got something that came out right now. Let's see here. So looking for gold long at 3,330. So we're looking for something up here. We had that breakout candle close. We're getting a bearish candle pullback, maybe retesting, maybe it needs to consolidate here. So keep an eye on 3,330, see if we can get some bullish momentum up there. And FX, real quick, there's a USD JPY looking for a sell at 145.15. So we're looking for price to break, close below, maybe retest 145 here, 25, 20, and then get that continuation drop into the, and look for some pips down there, okay? And there's everyone on YouTube, thank you guys for joining. Happy Friday. There's a free Telegram channel pinned at the top of the channel for you guys. It's right over here. It's everything that we do at SST, basically. Here's the YouTube links. This was a gold setup here at 32.89, running over 200 pips. This was the MicroStrategy trade I was talking to you guys about. I bought in a prior couple days. I positioned myself at $386.64. I got in at 426 shares, but slowly adding positions at a time. And I was looking to take it with the Bitcoin breaking 100,000, and good news with MicroStrategy and everything that they've had right after earnings. I was listening to them. They had a few things in the pipeline, and I was targeting my price of 420. I got it, and I escaped with almost 9%, almost 15,000 US, but closed the position because it was a quick little swing trade, guys. And I had a trailing stop, but it reached that 420 and I was happy. So we got webinars, guys, with homework assignments. Every week we post them up for you guys. Free blogs available for you guys over here. So there's also discounts at SST, 50% off on all of this. Use that code SST50 if you do visit our site. And over here, when you come to the site, if you go to more blog, you'll see all of the blogs. Trader's Mind, Path to Success, Sniper Success Stories with members over here, trade breakdowns. Members get your weekly market outlooks. Why is trading so difficult? Rules for success. All of this, it's all in here, guys. Okay, there's a lot of free information in there. Utilize it and enjoy it. Okay, let's now get into the markets. Holy shit! Now the market. What is going on? Okay, real quick. When you see something like this and you don't know what it is, just if you're in our Discord, we've got Financial Juice. You can maybe just go quickly to the news feed and see whenever that happened what it was. Like yesterday when we had that move at 12, we came in here and Trump was talking. So what do we got here? 7:29 right now, 5 minutes ago. 80% tariff on China seems right. It's up to Scott Bessent, Truth Social. That's what else we got here? So Chinese premier talking, the Fed over here, Trump talking. China should open its market to USA. China should open its market. Trump closed markets don't work anymore. China should open its market to USA would be good for them. Closed markets don't work anymore. Trump on switch. So you can see Trump is talking, and you can see the markets move. So you got to always pay attention to him, and that's why I always say, guys, we can't control what is said in the markets. The only thing we can control is our stop loss, our risk management. So look at what they did here, just on US 30. They probably liquidated all the positions above here. They liquidated all of these positions down here. And then look at where they're trading, right back down in here. So it could be like a stop loss hunt. It's dirty, it's ugly, but welcome to the crazy markets. So let's get into gold. We'll start off with gold. I know markets are moving right now, but we got to do our top-down analysis. We do need to start on the daily, get an overall picture, get our points of interest, get our zones, and we'll get started. Okay, guys? So it is 7:35. We have a lot of time. Ron is going to talk fast, so keep up with me if you guys can. We'll get going. Okay, guys, welcome everyone on Zoom. Mike, good morning. Sarah, good morning. Joel, welcome. Wayne, Samuel, thank you for joining. Conrad, welcome, guys. Samuel, if UK dropped 0.25%, why not Powell? It's a good question. It's a great question. The way how he was talking when he was saying the markets are doing really well, the economy as well, yeah, he should have decreased. But he knows the markets are not doing well. Unemployment is increasing, inflation is increasing, there's tariffs. So, but just say it like that, like that's what Powell should have said, but he didn't. Zanetta, you're reading the homework assignment now. Nice, thank you. Scotty, SST, welcome. Scotty, thank you for joining, my brother. Welcome. Thank you. Hope everything is speedy recovery. Hope you're doing well, my man. And time to get some pancakes, Scotty. We'll be looking at Miss Jones. Sarah, awesome. 10% up for the month. Amazing, Sarah. Good job. Thank you, guys. Welcome. Sorry, guys, I just want to be respectful and make sure I welcome everybody, and you guys on YouTube too. Thank you guys for joining. Tony Gold, welcome. Habibi, Juma Mubarak. Ghost Boogie, welcome. Thank you for joining. Welcome, guys. Lights. What do we think about Nasdaq? We're gonna get there. We'll get there. One security at a time. Jay, what's going on? Welcome. Welcome. Enoch, Maria's welcome. Okay, guys, let's get started. Okay. We're going to get started with gold on the daily. Okay, so first things first, all-time high, 3,500. You know it's right there. We're going to place an orange line for Donald Trump's makeup face, and we'll continue to go right into here. This is a supply zone that we've mentioned for the past few weeks, and you can see it is still that supply zone when you stretch it into the future. We had this fake out right here on Tuesday, and that was that manipulated candle where I called out this candle was, what were my exact words? I said, this is bullshit. There's no way possible that start of the week, Monday, you got these two big, huge bullish candles engulfing this entire left side of the zone, closing 99% right to the high, closing above this red box, and it opened, and you only had to take out 30 pips. Like, this is like a 3,000 pip move, and you only had to take out 30 pips of that wick, and we could have continued to move up the all-time high wick right here. And they opened it ignited bearish. Market makers, mind you, opened it like this. Okay, the market didn't just do it. Market makers opened it like, so this is clear manipulation, and you have that big bearish candle, and that's what started that. So there's a clear double top. Here's our neckline down here, and you can see how it's kind of consolidating on the daily prior to moving into US and China, getting to the table this Saturday in Switzerland. So gold is waiting to see what's going to happen. So for example, if there's a trade deal, a historic trade deal with China and US, is that going to be good for gold or bearish for gold? I'm assuming it's going to be bearish for gold. It would be good for the US dollar. It would be good for the US indices, S&P 500, Nasdaq, Dow Jones, but probably gold is going to take a little bit of a dip because it's already at historic highs. There's going to be some profit taking, and then short sellers are going to want to come in and short the move. So you can see how it's double top, consolidating right in the middle. We might get another push up. We might get a push down. It might be a sideways trading day today, okay? So those are our big zones, okay? I'm not going to go in like marking all down here because we got to concentrate right in here for today, okay? So now I open this zone up, and I look for daily points of interest. So yellow lines, where can I place? I'm going to place one right here. Why? Because it's representing 50% of this candle, a retest, a body close, a body open, a couple wicks broke through it, but volume still was above. Here the volume, bearish volume, broke and closed right at the line. Here's where the ignited sell start. Here's where this bullish candle started on the daily. There's 50%, and then we got a retest yesterday, and we just broke it today, okay? So that is a serious point of interest right there, 3287. Do we have some upper point of interest support? Yes, we do, or resistance right up here, somewhere around here. This is where this is. You got to play around with this area. Here I've got a body, and then you see these body, like, you know, this is where you can kind of play around with this, where you think it's appropriate. I could even come down a little lower here to get the body of the close that closed on Monday and the opening of Tuesday, and I'm still kind of in 50% of yesterday's bearish candle. So I'm going to leave this one right here right now, and you see the number 3333. We've had this as a point of interest for quite some time when we were trading all through this week in here. So if we continue to push up, I'm going to say maybe right here. This is where we closed on Wednesday, opening of yesterday. So right there is a point of interest prior to getting into the red zone above us. That's 3364, 3365 up there. Okay. So let's just now dissect how we moved yesterday and where we're moving today. So you see that manipulated open candle came down, closed below 50% of this. Next day we opened. It was bullish. The buyers were bringing it right back in, all the way up here, all the way up. They were looking to break out, and then the market came in with all the offers, provided a lower high wick, and pushed all of that buying momentum down. We broke the open, continued to fall where we made a low, and then we closed right there. So our opening now, you can see we have a point of interest right now. Where we closed yesterday and where we opened today, right here, 330405. We opened and it was initially bearish gold, where we opened and it was bearish, bearish, bearish. So you can see we took out yesterday's low and we made a new low of the day right down here. So there's my purple line at the low of the day. And what happened when we came down there? 30. Look at the low of the day. Nice number, 3,275. Remember, keep an eye on those numbers with the 25, 50, 75, and so on and so forth. Those are your quarter increment moves. See, when they're changing the interest rates, quarter basis points, 50 basis points. You know, like that's how you got to kind of think how the markets move in those increments. Okay, and pushing up. Okay. The buyers were there. Okay, so it's essentially a higher low from where they built all of this in the green box. So it's coming right back up where we opened. The candle on the daily flipped bullish, started filling up with blue volume, and there's our high of the day. We're essentially trading almost right at the high of the day. Okay, so we came up to the high of the day and it just got rejected a little bit down, but we're still coming up. So can we continue with this bullish volume on gold, continue to break through here, maybe trade right there, 3,350. So I'm just going to place one more. I know it's a lot of yellow lines, but when we're scalping these zones, we got to be aware. And when I mean scalping, like from the purple, if it continues to go and make a new high, and come up to that 3350, that's what I was just saying, those psychological numbers, that's 120 pips. And then when you look backwards, you can see it's representing that wick just a kind of right at those bodies and still that rejection wick right there. Okay, so that's how I've got, if we continue to go to the upside, purple line is the high of the day, we can get up to 3350, next point of interest 3365, then the next point of interest is the bottom of that red box, 3380, and then if we continue to drive in here, if it's very bullish, I would just put a yellow line at half of this red box right there. Look at the number, 3,400 on the dot and 75 cents. So it doesn't get any more perfect than that. And then we reach the top of the red box and again, you continue to go. Maybe we'll be moving all-time high. Who knows? Right now, it's still building, okay? And it's building off of this block. When we look at the overall structure on the daily, we have this move right here. There was that all-time high push, but more of the concentrated volume is right here. We came down. We got rejected. We came down into our green zone. The buyers were there. The sellers exchanged their position, sell high. They bought back low. We got new buyers in the market, and they came back up real strong. That's why I say that move is bullshit. It should have moved up just a little bit more, but the market makers said, nope, we're going to bring it right back down. And now it's right in here, kind of, are we going to come back up a little bit? Are they going to maybe come up just here and reject it back down and then close it down somewhere near here, be prior to the weekend? So let's keep an eye on it. Let's move one candle at a time. That's our daily candle. Currently, right now, it is looking bullish right now. Let's go to the hourly. Let's see how things shaped up. Okay, so on the hour, we do have this push down. There was that big move. Since then, it made a lower low, came back up, lower high, new lower low, came back up, lower high, came back down, all the way down there. That's when we hit our low of the day at 10 p.m. last night. And since then, we've been coming right back up, but still, this is a lower high, lower high, lower high. So you can see that the bearish trend is still pushing down. However, we are coming up from a higher time frame over here, pushing up. So this is the low of the day on the hourly, but it's still higher than this point, higher than this point. So if you draw a trend line from here, it is still coming up. So this is where we're going to have a kind of a battle to see if we can continue to go. Our hourly candles, you can see how they're kind of holding good support right around here. I'm going to place a white line, okay, right here where we had a neckline, right here. See where it was, the neckline, where it came up and they rejected it back down and pushed it back down? Let's just place a white line here and just take a look at it. We've had some volume closing above it, retesting it here, retesting it, retesting it. Here's one of those candles like on the hourly. See where they fake out the market? See where it came up bullish? Then they rejected it down, it broke, and it closed right there. Look at how it should have kind of opened bearish and pushed down just a little bit, but they opened the candle bullish ignited. So there's your clue. And now it's coming right back up. So We hit our high of the day with this candle right now, and now they're pushing it down. So let's see how it's continuing to build right now. Do we have maybe a little bit of hourly support in here? See what I do? I use the white line as reference, then I kind of grab those bodies of volume, and then I get that wick, that wick. So I give myself like a zone and not just a line. So that's an hourly support zone that's holding in the market. You can go backwards. You can see how it was resistance at this point. You can continue to go backwards. You can see when you could have changed the color of the zone from green to red when this candle closed below, and when it retraced back up, you can see how it's continuing to push down, but now we're closing above it, so we're still now pushing with new highs. And then if you continue want to back test it, you can see right there how it held and went back up. You could continue to go backwards and kind of back test, but we don't have that time today to do that. So what we got to do now is go into the 5 minutes, see how the fives are moving. Okay, so there's that big drop, kind of like a V recovery, came back up. See where they kind of closed it above there? It was short-lived, then they brought it right back down. Again, they came back up there, retested, kind of ranging in here. It hasn't really broke this green box. It's tested, but the volume is kind of choppy, okay, on gold on the 5 minutes. We're coming right up, so there's exactly when we hit the high of the day, 725. I guess there was some news that was we were just looking at, and got rejected. And you see where the volume closed below. Closed below our point of interest on the daily, the yellow line, and continue push down, came back up, and they're pushing down. So now it's really consolidating in here. Is there a 5 minute area of structure? Yeah, like right around here. So right here, if I look at this area, okay, you can see how it represents that wick. There was that impulse breakout above there. Here's where the volume came, rejected back down. We can't break again. Now here we just broke above it. So we could be kind of consolidating in here. Let's wait for it. It looks real choppy right now. They're big base candles, blue, black, blue, black. So again, let it consolidate. We'll see if we're going to continue to push up or we're going to break down. Okay, so that's gold right now. We want to add some indicators if you guys want. 9 EMA, we're right at the 9. Where's the 200 EMA? The 200 is right here at our hourly support area. Okay, so we'll also add Scalper Pro on. See what it's saying. Okay, Scalper Pro had some sells here, some sells here, some sells, but also it's kind of consolidating. So let's just hold up on gold right now, okay, while it's consolidating. We'll continue to watch it. I'm going to leave it right over here to the left of us. Gold is right over here. It's 7:49, so we're going to do Nasdaq now real quickly. Get Nasdaq done prior to 8 o'clock. Maybe I can get all 3 charts done before COMEX, but let's just take it one chart at a time. So Nasdaq right there had the big move. There was that news in the Nasdaq, but see what I mean? They kind of liquidated. Maybe there was sellers, had stop losses, got liquidated. They hit those pending orders up there. Then they drove it all the way down here. You see where they broke the structure right there, that wick? They took all the liquidity down there. Maybe buyers had their stops down there. They got stopped out of the market. And then look at what they're doing. They're bringing it kind of right back up. So it's you got to be careful with it, and it's frustrating when you get hit like that in the market, but it's kind of out of your control. It's unfortunate. It sucks. It happens to everyone. You're not the only one that's been trading, and then they just drop something, and then that shit happens. But that I understand that happens, and I got to be able to control my risk to account for that. So if you fail to realize that and you're going over leveraged, high risk trading, and you get liquidated, it could be a large loss that you have control over. Okay, so Nasdaq now. Nasdaq on the daily. This is our double top all-time high. Everyone should know about this at 22,000 if you do trade Nasdaq. Okay, there was this support zone. I can clearly see it just looking at it. Every time it came down here, you can see that those wicks came out of there. So it's got to be some type of green zone here. And then if you stretch it into the future, you can see right there, the bearish bodies close below, come back in. It should be a red box, go back down. Red box, go back down, drop it, coming back up. You can see when it came back up, that's why I draw a yellow line below the zone. That's a point of interest, and it's representing a lower high from the zone above me. Okay, I know I haven't changed it red yet. Okay, so there's yellow. Okay, and you can see we're trading maybe right at it today. Okay, so this zone is going to continue to go into the future, and it's red. So you can see we've got a red all-time high supply. We've got a lower block of supply down here that hasn't been contested yet. And then when we did come up, there's that lower high yellow line that pushed the market down. And now we might be coming back up to test this yellow line, 20,330. Here's another area in the market that the market pivoted. Look for these pivots. It will help you understand how to draw a zone. You see where it came down bearish and then it just stopped. And then it went right back up. So that's a pivot, okay? If you notice where the pivot is, just make the appropriate color showing support and then continue to stretch it into the future. Right there, that bearish candle that closed below, that's a point where you can make it red and you can sell below it. You can see when it dipped all the way down to the bottom, and then Trump's Liberation Day came all the way right back up, and conveniently it came right into that red box, and the next day they just dropped it right back down. Came in, retested it, they dropped it down. But you see now how it's making that higher low pivot right here. So you can see how the structure is being built. Okay, so they didn't allow it to come down to like a regular double bottom or to come back and break a new low. You've got the low, higher low block continuing to push up. Now we came back into that block, and you can now see bullish volume closing above the block. So when you see that, you make it green. Like it's just like a game. It's a fun video game that you can make a lot of money doing this. Okay. I don't know why we're not playing this video game, but we're playing Fortnite all day. Like, and I'm saying that with my son. He's 13 years old. He lives on Fortnite 24 hours a day. And I'm saying, come over here and let's learn this game, this new Fortnite game over here. He's not into it. My daughter is. My daughter, oh shit. She's going to be a sniper. She's 8 years old. She's already killing the ignited candles. So I can't force it on my kids. I try to, but you know, you gotta have your passion for it too. You know, his passion is Fortnite right now. But my daughter, her passion is bullish and bearish candles. Okay, so when you stretch it, you can see now the retest in here came back up. That's why you got to give the benefit of the doubt to the buyers in these zones. I give the benefit of the doubt to the sellers in these zones unless the buyers can prove me otherwise. If they can push above it and close above it. Not just a push, because it could be an impulse and then they get rejected down. So that's why it's important to wait for confirmations, to wait for your bodies to close. Unless you have intuition and you know how to trade an impulse breakout. Okay, and then you can see it, retest again. Look at the liquidity grab where it was very bearish. They broke the zone, but they grabbed it. Like that could be they took out all the pending orders, they liquidated the zone, they absorbed it down there, they took out all stop losses, and then it's ready. It came right back up and closed, and we're continuing to push up. Again, it pulled back. So I've got like a daily pivot inside here as well. You can kind of maybe figure out your daily zone pivot to place a line. I would maybe go right here. Why right here? Because I can see it's representing about 50% of that bullish candle from the open to the close. That's about half of it. And then I got a wick, a wick, a wick, and a wick, and it's still holding, and it's continuing to move up. So this is a good daily point of interest of support. If the market comes back down here, we might be buying off this and go back up. If the market closes below here, then this line will be resistance, and then it could push back down into our green box, and we see what happens in here. But right now, our daily candles are making a higher high this week, pulled back. That's a higher low. We continued. Yesterday, we broke for that, see, above that wick, so we created a new higher high on the week, and then we pulled back again today above 50%. But you see, we're trying to get up to this yellow line up here. It's still resistance up here. Okay, so what we got to do now is just kind of, let's follow yesterday's volume. Okay, so we opened yesterday, it came small pullback into above 50% of the volume. We continue to come to the open. We filled our previous day's wick. We continue to break out of this. This is a point of interest. That's where a daily bar closed on the daily and a daily bar opened right there. So now I can see that we clearly broke above those bodies. We filled this wick right here of last Friday, and we continued to push for a new weekly high. Then they rejected it below that yellow line. We're still below the big red box above us. They rejected it back down, and look at where they closed it. They closed it below this key point of interest where the bodies are, okay? That's significant. That was a big push by the sellers because the buyers had momentum yesterday. And then we opened right here today. We pulled back. So that's our low of the day on Nasdaq, which is, ask yourself, is it above 50% of the previous day's volume? Yes. So it's intact with this uptrend, higher low, higher low, higher low, still above 50% of the point of control. And we continue to move back up to the opening price. We broke out, and look at today's high. Is today's high higher than yesterday or not? It's not, okay? It's very, very clearly, you can see it came up and they rejected it down. So this is our daily candle. So it's still got some bullish volume. Hopefully we can get continued volume to ask to buy higher up here. And then maybe we can come back to the high of the day and take out yesterday's wick and then just naturally move up to this yellow line, and then we see what happens up there. But they could reject this down. Like we had a rejection there, we had a rejection there, and a lower high rejection today. If it goes bearish, we could lose all this bullish volume. Then the candle flips bearish, comes back to the low of the day, and then it will start to push down a little bit down here. And its next area, like as a scalper, I'm a scalper, so I would be concentrating on this level right here. If the candle flips bearish and we break our low of the day, maybe it comes right down to this point of interest, 19,870, 875 area. Okay, but right now it is pushing up. We got a strong move coming up, but we still overall Nasdaq is bearish. Okay, so and then just looking overall at the daily, what we see here. Okay, so what I see is this is what I see. Okay, where we came down, yeah, I see the liquidity down there, but let's concentrate more the green box. It came here, went back up, neckline is here, came back. Did it come down all the way down there like that double? No, so it kept the double bottom right here, and then this shows me it's a liquidity grab. Came back up, we closed above. There's the W, there's the neckline, we closed above, liquidity, and we had that continued push coming up. But you see now we got to kind of break this level. Like if it comes up there, it's matching these bodies right there. And that's naturally where they could push the market down unless we get that push into that red zone. But this is going to be interesting to watch Nasdaq and US 30, how they close today. I will definitely be watching how they close going into the weekend with the trade talks with US and China in Switzerland. That could be very impactful. So we want to see how they close. Whether you're trading today or you're scaling back your trading, or just make sure you every Friday or Saturday or Sunday at the end of the week, you verify where daily and weekly candles close, because they give a lot of information to how things are going to trade next week. This is our hourly candle. So it was trading really nice, pulled back, that big monster bullish candle yesterday when Trump was talking with the UK. So that's why we got that big bullish move. It continued push up, then they pushed it back down. Okay, so this is, wow, it's been really choppy. Like look at the hourly candles. Holy shit, this is a disaster. Like look at these spin top candles, dojis. Oh my goodness. And then we had this crazy liquidation candle that we just had on the hourly. So Nasdaq is really gross right now. Okay, if you think this is good price action, I don't know what you're looking at, but what I'm looking at is 50% of this big bearish candle. Where's half of it? I'm going to assume it's right there. Okay, I'm going to assume, and I place a white line for hourly. Okay, that's me guessing just by looking at the opening of that body and the closing. I think that's half right there. Let's grab the Ronny tool, formerly known as Fibonacci. And we bring it down, okay? And this is where we'll verify 100%. So there was the opening price. I brought it down to the closing. There's the 0.5. Oh shit, Ron was big time off, okay? So right there, now I've got it exactly at the 0.5, but let's draw a zone because we've got a lot of choppiness going on. So we need a zone. And what I do with the zone with the Ronny tool is the one standard deviation above, which in this case is 618, one standard deviation below, in this situation 382, make it, bring it across, and I'm going to continue to make it a red zone. Okay, so that's my hourly supply. So you see how we traded right into it, Then we had that crazy news candle. It broke out, hit the high of the day, came all the way back down, and look at where they closed it, right in the red box. And now we got, again, a candle in here in the red box. So definitely it could break lower, but if we continue, if buyers are in here, maybe we will be able to push up, okay? So it's really choppy right now, okay? But let's just, figure out where hourly, an key hourly line is, where we can draw maybe a white line of support. You could go all the way to the bottom of these bodies if you like. You could even bring it up to that last low right there. I would bring it more towards the bodies right here, because I got a body, I get that last low right there. I get, when this body closed below, it was resistance right there. It was support right there. I'm looking back, there it was resistance, there it was resistance. So I feel like this is a much better area than just to place it at the last hourly low. Right there we have structure, okay? So it's choppy right now. Okay, let's go into the 5 minutes and take a look. Okay, so the 5 minutes, that's where we had that big move that when we started the call, you guys were all saying right there, what the hell was that? Yeah, your guess is as good as mine. Trump was speaking. It came up. It actually, in fact, hit the high of the day, came all the way down. So you see how it broke like this 5 minute structural area, like right inside here. You had like a good support level right here. It continued to hold right there, hold right here, and that's where they kind of broke it, liquidated. They created a new low, but it came all the way back up, came all the way down. Again, it came down there, higher low. It didn't close down there. Again, one more time, it came down there. So you see those 3 wicks, they're all higher lows. That's what created that big bullish push, coming right back again into the red box at that white line, that hourly point of interest right there, and they're pushing it down, pushing it down, pushing it down. So if this kind of closes below, yes, the sellers could continue to push it down into here. However, if the buyers keep building it in here, we could get that. So right now, Nasdaq is kind of maybe breaking out of here. It's going to close in 1 minute. Let's watch where they close this candle right now. Yeah, and it's 8 a.m. So this is an 8 a.m. candle. So let's see if they'll close it below here with some bearish volume. And then we'll move over to do US 30. And I think we're going to have all 3 charts done prior to COMEX. See, like this is out of our control, right? There's nothing, like look at the range of that candle. If you just measure it from the lowest point to the highest point, holy shit, that's 150 pip candle on Nasdaq. So that completely liquidated everybody up there, liquidated everybody down here, and look at where the volume, they brought it right back in the middle, okay? It's a disgusting move, guys. I understand, believe me, no one hates market makers more than me on this call, and it makes me sick. But I've learned over time, I can't get frustrated with that shit. I can't. You gotta, this is how the markets operate. Right now, there's high volatility in the markets. There's a lot of discussions with trade negotiations, Trump talking out of his mouth, all of these things. So you got to account for that. So if you want to trade with the bigger lot sizing, bigger contracts, then don't complain when you get stopped out and you lose big money, because you can see how the markets have been moving the last few months. Okay, you see how it came down there? And if you sold prematurely prior to the bar closing, look at what happened. It came right back up, and look at where it closed, above that hourly. So it's bullish still, but let's see how it accumulates in the zone, because it could fake us out again. So you see, if you went in prematurely, that's what they do to you. Okay, so when in doubt, wait for the body to close. That's the best philosophy. If you don't know what to do, don't be trading an impulse candle. Okay, just be patient. Again, up here, gold just came up to that daily point of interest, and they're pushing it back down, but it's too choppy in here. We got to wait. Maybe we got to wait for COMEX or something to develop. Nasdaq is still in here. Okay, I'm going to do US 30 real quickly while these things are consolidating. And look at like US 30. It's the same shit. Looks exactly like Nasdaq. Measure this bar. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's a 250 pip 5-minute range where they liquidated everybody, and now they're moving it back to the upside. Okay, so maybe we might get continuation bullish momentum. Let's see if we get some volume close above here in order to build. But look, that's why top-down analysis is very important, because if we continue to move bullish, it looks nice, looks bullish, but we'll be trading into a lot of supply over here, which created this downtrend. Okay, so let's start off on the daily. If you guys are following with me, thank you guys. 150 viewers on YouTube. If you guys wouldn't mind hitting the like button right now, we do appreciate it. Right prior to COMEX. This is the daily now of US 30. Okay, so US 30 has a double top all-time high, very similar to Nasdaq. It's up there. We're nowhere near it right now, but it's good to know. It's around 45,000. We have this, see this pivoting point right here where there was support. Okay, so we do have this. Now you can clearly see it. Like you can clearly see it. So you can make your own zone, bring it across, and it's still red. I can see yesterday. You see how we traded right into it, and then we got rejected yesterday. Okay, this break, there's a pivot point. That's where it stopped. So make a line, make a box, do something there. Just that you acknowledge that that's where the market pushed down and it stopped and it came right back up. Again, you can have a line above here. Where it came up, it stopped right there and went back down. So just like you have one below, you can put one above, same shit. And then you can see right there, a body, pushed down. Look at when it came right back up, it retested that exact resistance point and pushed down, okay? So, and then you can see how these play out in the future. There we closed below it, dropped. We came all the way back up. There it is. That's that same yellow line. Resistance came back up, 2 wicks at the yellow line, drop it. Here now we had that impulse daily, and then there we closed above it. Now it pulls back, now it's holding as support, and we're coming back up. Okay, so that's how you can use these points of interest every single day when you're trading. You don't have to do what I do, like this. When you're trading, I hope you're not doing like a fresh chart every single day like this. I do this for you guys to help you guys out. We got new traders that want to learn top-down analysis and things like that. But if I was trading by myself, I wasn't on YouTube all week, I wasn't in Zoom, it's just me down here by myself, minding my own business, doing my own shit. Sunday, I do this for the entire week. I stretch them out, and I just trade off of them. I put alerts, I trade the 5-minute candles. Do they close above, below, this, that, and just trade these zones. And then I measure each move so I know exactly what I'm looking for by reading the tape, and you can do really well. And it keeps you very disciplined too. You don't need to guess where it could go. You know exactly where it could go because you've measured the move. And then anything below here, like here, now if you want to draw a zone, you see how I use that yellow line? I caught that wick right there. Continue to bring it across. You know, if I bring it right there, maybe I want to just bring it down to those bodies right there. Body, a wick. I got that body right there. Continue to come across. See how it kind of opened in here, bullish. So it's still holding. That's a good bullish demand zone on the daily. And we see how the volume is above here. If we come back down and we close below here, yeah, you can look for sells down there. It might not sell all the way down to here. You got to find, again, you got to dissect this area and find some key points of interest down in here. Okay, so right now let's just follow the daily volume, how we've been trading. Okay, this week, Friday last week was bullish. We opened Monday, Tuesday came back down. Wednesday midweek we came back up. Thursday we opened, we're still above 50% of the bullish volume. We came, see how we took out this area? We got a body here. We took it out, okay? We came, traded right into the red box, and then they rejected it back down, and look at where we're closing, okay? So we should have maybe a point of interest somewhere like around here. There, you see how I kind of moved it now? I kind of manipulated it. Normally I have it right at these 2 bodies right there, but I want to now see how yesterday closed. So right there, I've got now yesterday's closing price where they pushed it down, they closed it. I got that wick, and then I can see where they opened it today. It was initially bearish. How far down did we go? Just locate the low wick, put a purple line. Is it right around 50% of yesterday's volume? Yeah, it's a little lower, but you know, a little bit above, a little bit below. That's where a zone is comes in handy. And we got a higher low. We got a higher low from yesterday. We have a nice big bullish ignited candle that got created in the demand zone. That's proper. That's perfect. And every other successive wick is kind of like higher lows. That was a liquidity grab, but still respected structure. Okay, but we're not getting that. We had that push yesterday that created that high, but they rejected it back down. So now maybe today we're coming right back where we opened. We had a high of the day today on US 30, so it could be building to go into maybe Wall Street. We're kind of just, you know, trading choppy, accumulating in here. Maybe we will continue to push up to the high of the day. Then we got to backfill yesterday's wick, and if we can, we're We're trading right back in that red zone. So that's what I mean. Maybe US 30 and Nasdaq are preparing for trade talks with China and US over the weekend. And if there is a trade agreement negotiated, it's a relief. The markets will love that. Like Nasdaq, S&P, and US 30 will be rocketing out of here. So you got to concentrate on how they're pushing it up. Maybe they'll do something nasty and come down and grab liquidity, then go back up. But again, you got to watch how they engineer the moves, okay? So that's our daily analysis. Let's go to the 1 hour because it's 8:12. We got to get a little quicker here. On the hourly, okay? Key hourly points of interest right here, okay? The reason why I place a white line here, very simple. There's a body and a body. You know, a pivot point where it stopped right there. Then I can see a wick. That last wick that came all the way down there kind of respected that area. Then I can look backwards. I got a wick and a wick where it was support there. I got a wick where it was support there. Why? Because that body closed above. In backwards, see how it's resistance, resistance. You can continue to backtest all day if you want. And understand, do we have anything? So like, see my point of interest. Normally I would have a hourly line right here at these bodies, but the yellow line is right there. So it takes care of that. So that was a big news candle, liquidation candle, liquidated some orders up here, liquidated orders down here. You see the high of the day now, when you clearly look at it on the hourly. Now, guys, if you can pay attention right here, see where we placed the high of the day, right? And then now when you look backwards, look, it's exactly 50% of this bearish candle at power hour yesterday, 3 p.m. If you don't believe me, grab the Ronny tool and go from the opening price to the closing price and look at where the 0.5 is. Right there. 41,513 and 54 cents. Today's high is 41,509. Okay? It's it's very, very. So right now, if we want to draw an hourly zone a little bit above, a little bit below, right there, there's our zone, red. Okay, so that's, if we're buying, that's what we're buying into, just so you guys know. And then look back, bring it backwards. You see how it came right in there and they dropped it. This was that big news yesterday. They came up, but it didn't last long and it came right back down. Okay, so it looks to me like that was a fake out. And they're trying to get back up there, but they're getting rejected. So guys, that supply is still in the market right there, okay? We'll see if we can continue to build to get up here. So that's how everything's looking on the hourly. It's real choppy right now, okay? But overall, it is still building, okay? If you draw from here, you know, you're connecting the dots, you're seeing what's going on. Okay, yes, I know someone's going to say, well, Ron, why didn't you catch that wick down there? Because if I do that, look how far the trend line is. I want to keep it kind of consistent. I want to keep it consistent with, I got the bodies right there. I got that wick. Yeah, I see that, but it was just a break to the demand zone and came right back up. Kind of got that. So I can see, yes, they did break it right now, but that was just a liquidity grab and came right back up. The volume is still closing above here. So we are still trending up, but here's our, you know, our ascending triangle. There's the big supply above us, okay? And for scalpers, I love scalping, okay? So for the 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute traders, you see, if we were to break through this red zone and it comes bullish, 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 where are we going? Are we going to come all the way, just go to the moon? No, it doesn't work like that. We're going to come and test these bodies right there. You got a body and a body, okay? I know everybody wants this, to break out and just go to the moon. Okay, it doesn't always work like that. Trading is very technical. So it will maybe come up and test this resistance. There's a body and a body. And something might happen here. Yes, it might be an impulse, but look, history tells. Impulse came back down. Impulse came back down, and it's roughly below 50% of that big bearish candle above us. So if you do come up there, you know, on a scalp, you got to do something because maybe they'll reject you back down. So what I do is I measure that zone. From here to there, if I do take that scalp, I see it's 85 pips. So up to there, and then it keeps my trading very consistent. I have rules. When I go up 30, maybe 30 pips, I bring my stop loss to break even. If it goes 50, 60, 80, I'm cashing out 80%, leave the rest running, and let the rest happen, okay? So let's go to the 5 minutes really quickly, guys. We got to finish up. It's 8:14, okay? So the 5 minutes, again, just very, very choppy right now. I think we got to wait it out a little bit here. maybe right there. You see there's a 5-minute pivot. Came back up, pushed back down. You can see now how this red line is acting as support, support, support right now. Okay, there's another 5-minute resistance right above us there. There's the bodies, okay? Guys, I don't suggest we trade this shit. I suggest we just wait it out. Let's add EMA 9, EMA 200, right there, right there. 3 charts together. We're done prior to COMEX. We'll keep an eye on gold right now. Okay, so Nasdaq is trading a little bit more cleaner than US 30, but they're both a disaster right now. And gold, gold is climbing up with thin volume. Okay, so let's wait till COMEX, guys. Let's see what COMEX does. It is a Friday, guys. This is that Friday choppy volume. This is what frustrates a lot of traders. So let's be smart today, please. Let's use proper risk management. We've got 2.5 minutes to go. Pre-market trading right now. Oh, MicroStrategy is up almost 2%. It's hovering around 421. That's why I scaled out at 421, so I don't feel bad unless Bitcoin takes off again. But those are those woulda, shoulda, couldas. Okay, you know, like guys, be honest. I made on that 2-day trade 15,000 US dollars, and I'm humming and hawing, and this is where the greed factor comes in with traders. My wife even said, "You're crazy." My wife is my financial advisor. Okay, everyone asks, "Who's your financial advisor?" My wife. My wife. When she sees I'm up in a trade, she'll come and close it right away. She doesn't even ask me, "Are you in a stop loss? Are you in a break even? Are you have you?" She'll just come and close it out, and she's the boss, so she closed it out. And then, and then I asked her after, like, why do us as traders? Why or is it a human thing that we always want more and more and more? And she's like, "Are you crazy? Like, how much you made and you want more and more and more?" I think it's traders. I think it's us. It's in our the way how we think. I think because we're dealing with money, and that's why you can make trading into a gamble. Like you can gamble, and so that's why, guys, I trade to targets. My target was when I bought in and scaled in at 386, I was looking to break that psychological 400 the day before it broke. And guess what, guys? I was holding it. I was going to make a video. I'm going to make a video over it on the weekend. I was holding it with a stop loss at 381. $5 stop loss below 386. And it actually went up, closed near 400, where I was up 9 G's, and I held it to get a bigger move. And the next day, it pulled right back and came at 390, 389. So where I was only up $1,000, I thought, oh my God, I'm going to get stopped out and miss the big run. And thankfully, it held as support, continued to move. But it could have been a wild swing. And guys, I'm just trying to tell you, like, why do we as traders go through this? Why? So please learn rules when you're trading. Discipline. I can't stress enough. Sometimes some of you guys are going to maybe take a trade for 15,000, maybe take a trade for 5,000. Maybe you might take your first trade of 1,000, maybe 500, or your first trade of $100. But you got to know what you're doing with it. Okay, so here's COMEX market open, guys. Okay, so gold did close above that daily point of interest, that 3333 we were watching. Now it's bearish. Okay, so maybe we wait first few minutes of COMEX. Okay, because the markets are still choppy. Nasdaq is trading in this kind of zone right here. We have it as a supply zone currently. There's US 30 supply. We're just in this consolidated zone right now. Very choppy right now. Okay, so let's just wait it out. I don't want to trade this. I'm sorry, guys. This is really, really, really choppy. X-red clues. It's the gambling mind that sucks you in because you know what a candle move does to you, and you see one, the chance to see another doing it again just increased by. Yeah, it's a tough game, guys. It's a tough game. Not only to learn price action like candlesticks and support and resistance. Okay, to me that's the easy part. The hardest part of trading is when you initiate a trade and you're in profit or you're in drawdown. What do you do? And then the emotions that run through your head, all of these things. That's the hardest part of trading. This is the easy part, learning about candlesticks and supports and resistance and EMAs and the technicals. The hardest part is when you're engaged in a trade, what do? Like, for example, this. If you got liquidated on that candle right there, you're probably pissed off. you know, and then you're maybe going to engage in revenge trading. But you gotta be cool, okay? I'm telling you, this happens. You got to be mature about this. If you're a trader, you got to understand that the market makers do this. They do this on a daily basis. It sucks when you're in a trade and they do it, but you got to understand it's part of the game, okay? That's why I always say from day one, you got to control your risk. That's part of our job. Like the market is going to do this all the time. You're gonna see it more often than not. Believe me. If you're exposed to more candles than other traders, like if you're watching the 5 minute candles, you're gonna see this throughout the day. But you got to learn from it. You got to know why the market is doing this. Okay, so to me, they liquidated both positions above and below, and look at where it's just consolidating. So I believe that they're still accumulating, and Wall Street is going to be a big move. They're gonna redistribute this volume either back up to the upside. We'll take out the high of the day. And get ready for maybe trade talks with China and US going into the weekend, or it's just going to be a bearish move coming down. Okay. Okay, so gold is coming down bearish. We're going to close in a minute 55. So again, if we sell, okay, what if they bring a wick up and they bring it right back up? So that's, you're trading on impulse prior to the candle closing. So let's see where and how it closes. Will it close below this 9 EMA? Will it close below this daily point of interest? Will it close maybe below structure? Armandi SST has a gold buy at 30. Let's take a look. Okay, 33330. Yep. So right here in this consolidation, it's moving in profit a little bit. So we'll keep an eye on 33330. Okay. So 33. Okay, the red line. Yep. So we'll keep an eye on this. I'll draw like a little bit of a zone of 5 minute demand blows. I can see it. There's those two bodies right there and that wick that came in. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on that. Maybe if we get a pullback, maybe we can buy out of here if it comes down to us. But if you're already in the buy at 330, okay, it just moved up to that 35, so that's about 50 pips. Okay, so but it came down, still higher low, higher low, higher low. Okay, so let's keep an eye on this. We're closing now in 30 seconds. So for all of these securities, it's good to pay attention to the last 30 seconds of each close. I don't think I've seen US 30 trade this type of consolidation in a long time. Wow. After, like, you see how the like it maybe shocked the market, that big move, and then look at how the market is kind of scared to move. That big craziness, and then look at how the market is now. Ooh, shit, I don't know what to do. Like even the buyers and sellers are probably not even engaging right now. Like, so you got to let the market continue to develop. It moved back up right there. We got a bullish ignited candle opening on the 5 right now, but I'd like to see again more bullish volume closing above that yellow line in order to, for me to kind of engage or look for a buy, because this could still be resistance, and you see the yellow line is representing 50% of that bearish candle, so sellers could still push it down. So I'd like to see buyers, if they can bring it back up, close it above there, or we look to see what will happen back down here at 33.30. And can I be honest with you guys, okay? I'd like to be transparent and honest with you guys. If I was trading by myself right now, and this is how the market is moving, guess what I would do, guys? I would shut the computer, I would place some alerts at key areas, and I would go make breakfast. And I would come back 9:15 and watch how the markets are moving into Wall Street, because this is not worth it, okay? It's worth your time. Like I enjoy talking with you guys and trading with you guys, but I'm saying if I was here by myself, I would not be engaging in this. I wouldn't even be wasting my time with this, okay? Because I know trading this in the past, I've made too many mistakes. Trading this, I've lost too much money. So I've learned my lessons to walk away from this and come back maybe at 9:15, maybe 9:30, 9:45. Maybe the markets might be completely different. It might be a good push of good volume that's more trending volume. It's easier to trade that volume. You can either buy the pullbacks or sell the pullbacks if it's a bullish or bearish trend that's coming out. But this is horrible. Okay. And I hope some of you guys understand why I do that, and I want to see you guys do that too. It just shows your understanding of price action. It shows that you're being patient, looking for better volume to trade. It shows your maturity as a trader, that you don't want to engage in this. Okay, that's part of trading, is looking for good volume to trade and to understand what is, like right now, what is the shitty volume. Yeah, you can look for some trades, but this is where I would be. If I take a trade, it's going to be smaller risk, because I don't want to get frustrated in this. But right now, let's see. Okay, so at least US 30 is breaking down a little bit. Nasdaq might be breaking down in the red box, so traditionally to go down. Gold is still kind of consolidating in here. Tweezer bottom lows on the 5 minutes. That's important to notice. Those tweezer bottom lows, okay? So right there, those two equal lows, they did not break the market down any further, so the support is still holding there, okay? So that's good. I know a lot of traders don't pay attention to that. I do, okay? Because that's holding the structure of the buyers below. It didn't break, because that would have changed the depth of market below us. The whole order flow would have completely changed. So it's still holding, and now we got a bullish pin bar, maybe a hammer candle closing above that daily point of interest. Then yeah, we can maybe continue to buy going into the high of the day, the purple line, okay? And let's see if Nasdaq closes bearish below the red box. Let's see if US 30 can close bearish below this kind of consolidated zone. But remember that those were equal bottom lows, but this is a 5-minute candle. So you see how it kind of came down again, but then it went right back up. So it's still holding that. Remember, this was, I was just saying, it was a bullish pin bar hammer candle, and then right away again the sellers are rejecting it back down. See how it flipped now again to a spin top, bullish pin bar into the close. That's why it's important to wait for the actual close. Okay, and US 30 and Nasdaq might be breaking down here as well. Okay, so at least we got a little bit of move, and we're going into 8:30 in 40 seconds. Okay, so we're going to get now a new 30-minute candle. The only news we have, I believe, is the Canadian news. Yeah, the Canadian unemployment change, Canadian unemployment rate will be released in 30 seconds. I know it's important, but doesn't really impact the US as much. So there we've got a nice bullish candle. Okay, so let's see where it will close on gold. Also where US 30 and Nasdaq will close. Okay, so watch the close. The close is, look at the volume. It's right at that daily yellow point of interest. It in fact closed below it. Okay, so it's still resistance here. I was looking for that bullish candle to close above. It didn't. So if it does break again, it's an impulse. And then you see now 8:30 starting bearish coming down. Okay, so you see, guys, why it's important to wait for candle bodies to close. US 30 closed below. It's retesting. Okay, so let's see maybe if it can continue to move down bearish. Still holding that little doji candle. Now it's coming down. Okay. So I'm going to hold off here. Gold is, see, it broke those tweezer bottom lows, or did it hold? Okay, so look at, okay, so it broke. I can clearly see it broke. So those, it created that new lower low, and now it's coming back up. Guys, we're going to have to wait. We're going to have to wait it out, you know, like, as much as I want to initiate in a trade, it's too many fake outs. They faked out the sellers down there coming back up. Let's just wait it out. Here we broke. Is it going to come all the way back down to, we could look to buy again, 33.30, okay? So for those traders that took it, yes, it did run about 30, 50, 60 pips up here. But if you don't do anything, sometimes they can roll back and retest here. So if you're at a break even, you know, Again, break even is good, but if you have an open stop loss, we gotta watch it. Okay, can watch to see what happens if it comes down in here. Also, see Nasdaq coming right back up. So we're barcoding at its finest. Blue, black, blue, black, blue, black, blue, and same with US 30. Okay, so it's accumulating, it's building. Like it's accumulating, obviously, to going to Wall Street. So sometimes when the market wants to accumulate, let it accumulate. Let it accumulate. Do you guys find that this type of trading like today is frustrating, or are you guys okay with this? Like, do you guys if you guys are cool with this and know that how the market is trading and know why sometimes we got to be patient, then you guys are well on your way to being successful traders. But if you're getting frustrated, like maybe why has Ron not taken a trade? Why is Ron not buying or selling? Why? Like if you understand why I'm not going into a trade, then you're well on your way to success. I'm telling you, it took me years and years to learn. I was trading all of this garbage. Like believe me. And then I was going in a buy and then a sell, then back in a buy, and then I'm just getting stopped out here, stopped out there, getting pissed off, going back in with a bigger lot size to make up for my losses. And it was just a recipe for disaster. And it took me years to fix this. So I'm telling you guys, if you guys are fixing this from now, you guys are doing a lot better than I did. Yeah, Sean, you're paid to wait. Yeah. But a lot of us, we don't have the patience to wait. You know, as traders, like we got, number one, if you're not like a trader that's sitting at the computer 12 hours a day, you don't have the luxury of doing that. Not everybody does. We have busy lives. You know, you maybe have about 2 hours to engage in the markets, and you're forcing trades because you only have the 2 hours. That was me. Like I do a lot of things outside of trading, and sometimes I only had a 2 hour window of trading, and then I would force trades in that 2 hours just to trade in that 2 hours and try and make money. And it was trading this garbage, and that's when I would lose. So I started to learn that if you only have 2 hours a day to trade and there's no trades in that 2 hours, then there's no trades. You got to wait next day for that 2 hour window again. That was difficult for me to learn. And yeah, and another thing I want to mention. Some traders don't understand how Fridays trade. And this is what Dave and I have been saying for 5 years now. This is a typical Friday. That's why Fridays are the worst traditional days for retail traders, because we are trading all of this shit volume. You think Wall Street and the smart traders and institutions are trading this garbage? Hell no. They're in their yachts right now. They're in their vacation. They're on the beach right now. They're sipping champagne right now. They're not engaging in this fucking garbage. It's you and I. This is like what they leave all the crumbs behind for us to be trading on a Friday. This shit. This is where they're accumulating volume to go into the weekend to start next week. You know, and if you can make some good trades on a Friday, you're above average. Like you are a top-notch trader. But this is where they give us all the scraps on the end of the week, basically. Okay, so we're coming down now, right into 33.30. So this was when we originally had that buy on the signal coming right up. You can see it hit 35 up there. That daily position came right back down. So we're testing right here. If you want to buy back like your position, I'm still waiting it out. I'm going to see what's going on. So Nasdaq came back up. Okay, so it closed above that point of interest, that hourly. So if it comes back to retest, let's see if we kind of get a wick in here. Maybe we haven't seen Nasdaq close blue above this red level in a while. We haven't seen US 30 close above this consolidated zone. It's been that impulse break wick, impulse wick, impulse wick. This is traditionally when a lot of traders will look for an impulse trade. You see this, okay? I'm not taking it, but I'm saying if you're an impulse trader, you see this big bullish candle, Okay, it closed right at the high with no wick. You had your pullback, and as soon as it breaks there, that's traditionally where a lot of impulse traders will take the trade. And what they're looking for, and I'm saying myself because I trade impulse as well. If there is the setup to see that, now what I would be looking for is to fill that wick right there and get approximately 12 pips right there on impulse. Okay, so you see how it's filling. I'm not in, but I'm just saying I do like these setups. Why? Because look at how the bullish candle closed right at the high with no wick. You opened where it should have popped and gone up, but it didn't. It opened and it came down and got that last bit of liquidity. Then it came up, and that is where you take an impulse trade, in my opinion. The context behind that justifies it. And you could grab like a lot, 10 pips, 12 pips with zero drawdown. Like right now on an impulse scalp, what I would be doing is taking my stop loss and going to a break even right now. And it's filling this wick. If it can fill that one, then maybe it could potentially go and fill that next one on the same impulse move. Okay, you guys understand what I'm saying? There is a time and place when to take an impulse trade. But sometimes this impulse trade is not just going to go up to the moon. Okay, it will do its job and fill right there. You see how it's equal highs with that wick. So when it came up there, they could have rejected this thing all the way back down. Okay, but it's still holding volume, so it could break and then fill to that next wick right there, which could turn into again 18-20 pip impulse move. When would I scale out of the impulse? Like whenever I'm feel happy. Like right now, if I felt happy, if I took that impulse, I'm saying because time and place calls for a certain size. So sometimes if I do this and it's on a standard size, that's 120, 130, possibly 150 US dollars in not even a couple minutes. So that's where I'm closing out 80% or stop loss to break even and let it go. Okay. Worst case scenario is yes, it comes back down to your break even, but that's okay. But see how we filled now that wick? Look at it, still strong. It could get all the way up to there, but sometimes you don't want to take that chance. You know, you're asking a lot from the impulse candle. Okay. So if we're not in that trade, I'm not in it. I'm just kind of breaking it down. We got to wait for volume to, maybe this candle will be our first candle that closes above. Maybe we can catch a pullback trade. Okay. But you guys understand there's a time and place when to take an impulse move. The way how this came up and engulfed everything, and that was a big clue. How it closed right at the high with barely any wick up there. Then as soon as it opened, it should have been bullish ignited and done this. It should have opened and do what it's doing right now, but it didn't. It opened bearish and then came back, and then once it got that little bit of liquidity, that was time to take an impulse trade. And you see it's filled even that wick. So, you know, you got more than enough out of that impulse move. I don't think it's going to fill all of this wick, but it got above this one and this one. It's created a new higher high. Okay, Nasdaq is building right now, so Nasdaq is catching up. Let's see where these close. And also what I do is where it closes, I look where 50% is. Okay, so that's a beautiful, beautiful impulse move coming out of there. Very strong move. There's Nasdaq's close. Flip your red box green now for Nasdaq. Okay. Nasdaq might push and go. Okay. If we're waiting for a pullback now, maybe we wait for the red line, or we wait for, again, the zone. Okay, this original zone. This was the original resistance. That's where it could be green. Gold is trading again right back in our zone, in our box here. Okay, so guys, a lot of these live calls too are education. So did you guys understand what I mean by looking for a setup? Sometimes there is a time to take an impulse trade, but you got to have rules when you take an impulse trade too. To fill to one wick or to go, so you know exactly. Did I trade that? No, I didn't trade it. I was just explaining it. I should have traded it. Okay, and you see why I like US 30 a little bit better than Nasdaq. Like scalping US 30 makes decisions easier. Like right now, that's about 40 pips. Nasdaq again is a snail. Like it's 10 pips. Like that's why I prefer scalping US 30 over Nasdaq. Not just because of the volume base in the candle, but I enjoy looking into financial, like institutional companies, the banks, the U.S. banks. I like oil and energy. I do follow like the big box retail stores like Costco and Home Depot and Walmart's, and those do not kind of. Nasdaq is more tech related, so I like this mix of everything. It's an old man index. If you're an old man like me, it's an old man index. This Nasdaq is more for the younger generation. This is if you're an old man like me and you're aging and your body's falling apart over here, US 30 is for you. this is not for us. I'm just joking, guys. I'm not that old. It's Miss Jones. It's Miss Jones. How can we not trade Miss Jones? Okay, so gold again. 33.30, okay, holding. See the zone? Again, maybe I missed out on a buying opportunity here, okay, but maybe the market will come back down to me, okay? So you can see how this zone is still holding, okay? So it came right back down to SST's buy signal right here, the 33.30, and pushing right back up. So let's see how it will close and see if it will hold this bottom. Wow. Okay. So look at US 30 right there. So what did it just do? Did you see that pop and how it took out the high of the day? Okay. Did you see how quickly that happened? It just came out, took up the high of the day, and then rejected hard back down. Okay. So did you guys see that spike up there? Where it came, boom, they took out the high of the day. Okay, that was the previous high of the day. Now we have a new high of the day. And now it's a big shooting star candle coming right back down. That's why sometimes, guys, I measure from one zone, one line to the next line. Okay, this is why I do this. For example, if I was in that impulse trade, yes, it did come up there to the bottom right there of that red box, it closed, but it opened and continued to push, push, push. So you got to be doing something at that purple line. That was like a 60 pip move, and if you don't do anything, that's what can happen. So Nasdaq closed above, had another push, but coming right back in. Let's see if it can kind of gather this and curl back up. US 30 is still in here. We're at 8:45. We're almost 9 a.m. The market to me is still choppy. Yeah, there was just one move coming out of here, but it's still very choppy. And then we can always refer to some news over here. Let's take a look at the news feed. What's going on? Okay, UK deal will be good for farmers. UK deal is framework for future deals. Everything going on with Swiss meeting with Chinese is positive. Okay, so this is coming from the White House senior advisor Hassett over here. Everything about Geneva meeting promising to the U.S. I spoke to say the Trump millionaires tax does have a real potential. Okay, so they're saying positive news coming out of the U.S. That's good. If you see the U.S. dollars moving positive, we'll see if we can continue with the markets rallying positive. Benjamin, am I on the 5 or 15? I'm on the 5 minutes. 5 minutes. We've got gold over here on the left, Nasdaq in the middle, and US 30 on the right side. All 5-minute charts. Might be an opportunity to maybe look to maybe short like US 30 here because there's a big rejection at that previous daily high. We just, kind of traded above, big rejection. Now we got a bearish candle coming down in the red zone. I'm gonna look. Whoops, no, that's not a buy. I'm gonna look to sell, guys. I'm gonna go in a sell right now. Sorry, I didn't put the thing on, but I'm going in a sell right now. Okay, so I went in a sell. I'm gonna place my stop just above the day's high, that impulse break up there, and I'm looking to short it back down, maybe to the green zone if it can come down there. So I'm just in a speculating a sell position. I want to see if this supply will really hold up this morning. So I'm in a small sell just to test to see if it can come back down, trade back, retest this green box. So I'm giving it room if it wants to come back in this red zone, giving it room to get pushed down with some sellers up there. And see if maybe we can get some more bearish volume closing below here. Just want to see if this red zone will hold up today. So I'm in a sell on US 30. This kind of gives me information to see how strong today's daily high is. And if it continues to move, then maybe it's going to be a bullish day going into Wall Street. So, and then I'd like to retest this. If the sellers can bring it down, maybe here we get the retest of strong buyers. Maybe I just counter trade it down into here. Grab my pips, get out, and then got to get out and watch these big buyers maybe accumulating inside here. But just testing it out. Kind of anticipating like one more push down prior to 9 a.m. and maybe they pick it back up, coming back up, going into Wall Street. Okay, that's kind of what I'm thinking here. But we got to wait for the body to close. Less than 1 minute. Let's see where it will close. Gold is still holding this 33.30 area. Let's see if it can start to close above this red line. Remember those tweezer bottom low wicks held support. Now maybe going to be support again. So let's see if we can get some volume above there. And let's see last 30 seconds if we can kind of break this low right here. Where my kind of cursor is, look at the number 2, 41,475. See, we haven't broke it yet to create a new low. It's still holding just with that higher low. It's very, very technical. They're holding it. Okay, so here's the close in 10 seconds. We still haven't even broke that low right there, okay? So the next candle, if you don't break this low, could open bullish. No, they opened it bearish, okay? So it's a bearish ignited candle right now. So can we take out those 2 low wicks? No, you see how, like right here, I'm not asking for much. All I'm asking is to take out that low right there, okay? There. Now take it out. I don't want to see those tweezer bottom lows. Okay, so there it took it out. Okay, so we got to measure our move. Look at where it came down to, right down to our red line. Okay, so that's 13 pips, 14 down there. Remember, but I'm looking more to come into the green box, down into here. Okay, so it came exactly right down to that red line and found some support, but the volume is coming back down. So can we push down with this? Okay. Wow, you see, okay, this 465 is still holding, still holding. You can see how these lines are pretty accurate because their previous areas, like that was 50% of this big bullish candle where I placed it. Opening, close, 50%. See how it's still holding. But we still have this bear volume absorbing those now. One more push. Now with that push, can we come down? Like what we need is this 15-minute bar to break it. See the 15-minute candle? That's the one I entered it on the 5 minutes, but if we can get this 15-minute volume to come down to about 50% of its prior bullish 15-minute candle. That's where I want to kind of take some profit down in that green box right there. Okay, but sometimes like this, it doesn't happen, you know, like, and it holds and then it will flip back up. Okay, but that's why maybe this zone will be a good little resistance zone right here if it does come right back up. Exactly where I entered, just right above. Okay, 2 minutes and 48 seconds to go here. Let's see if it can continue to break this. What's my US 30 spread? 1.2. 1.2 across the board. I got 0.8 on Nasdaq, and I fluctuate on gold from 0.5 to about 1.2. Fusion market brokers. Okay, guys, we're getting a good move. We broke that. Now can we come all the way down? There's your 9 EMA. Some of you guys trade with your 9 EMA, that green line right there. Okay, so right now it's running about 15 pips. Okay, so for some traders, that's enough for them to, you know, start reducing their stop loss down. I normally do it after 20, 25. I start bringing my stop loss to break even, unless I want to continue to ride this out. But what I'll do is I'll reduce my risk. I'll show you guys. I'm not going to a full break even, but I'm going to just reduce my risk, my stop loss just above that previous high. So I'm only risking on this trade right now. I'm only in for 10 pips risk. I'm okay with that. So, but I don't want to go right to break even. If they come right to break even and then they drop it down. So you see where I just placed I originally had my stop above, like the daily high up here. Now I just put it right below that previous wick. Okay. I'm only 10 pips risk. Okay. That's reducing my risk, and it's good enough. With the markets being this choppy, I don't want to keep such a large open stop here. Okay, so we did break that. We did break, but we got no volume down there. So now the buyers are bringing it right back up. We'll see how we close. 55 seconds. Can the sellers get one more push coming down? Can they absorb those buyers, bring it back down again? Or is this candle going to start to, buyers are bringing it right back up. We're going to come trade in here. Maybe they push it down. And then I'm only risking 10 pips on this trade here. Okay, and 30 seconds to go into the close. So the total right there is 16. What broker do I use? Fusion Markets. Fusion Markets. They're based out of Australia, regulated broker, top-notch broker, available most countries around the world. They don't accept US citizens, and believe it or not, they don't accept anyone where I'm from in Ontario, Canada, but I've been with them for like a decade. So I'm kind of grandfathered in with them, where the new laws did not affect me. So if I close with them and try to reapply, I can't get back in with them, because Ontario, where I am in Ontario, Canada, and US has trading laws that are probably the strictest in the world. Anywhere else in Canada, any other province, you can trade with them except for Ontario, where Dave and I are. I asked them why. You know what the CEO said? He said the best traders are from America and Ontario, Canada. I'm just joking, guys. I don't want to disrespect anybody. No, I'm just joking. We have really tough laws over here. Okay, guys, we got an ignited bar pushing down, but remember, like that, see, we're retesting that red line again. You see how it's that static line? So it's holding some support. It's actually technically a higher low right now, and they are pushing it up. So with this ignited bar, how it opened, we got to get maybe that push to break these lows and create a new lower low. Even to drop down to that 9 EMA would be perfect. But see how it's holding now? So it's holding that higher low structure. So that 15-minute candle, you know, like it's going to close in 3 more minutes. Can we get like a bearish push on this 15-minute candle coming through? gold is looking good right here. It's holding the 33.30. So if you guys are in pullback buys, it's coming right back up. So we got to watch this resistance point here at that 3335, right back at that daily position. It's not looking good for US 30 so far. Maybe it needs to come back and retest up here, then get that further push down. Because what I see here is kind of like one leg up, one leg down. We got our one leg up, one leg down. For example, if it doesn't come down hard now with some selling volume, if it comes back up, we're trading into that red box, and then maybe you get that second leg push down, right? And I got a very, very tight stop loss just above this high here of 10 pips. And we're going into 9 a.m. as well, okay? So in 2.5 minutes, it's good to also look at your hourly candles, okay? Hourly candles we were coming off of that crazy one, but that one kind of took out the high of the day, and then so we got to see us to sell down to that green box. We kind of need that daily to come down against this big bullish candle. So I don't know if it's going to work, but it's only 10 pip risk. It's a very low risk trade. That volume is still pushing, okay? We still got a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, but we don't have that new lower low. That's what's holding, that's what's delaying the drop so far, is that red line higher low. So even if it drops down and breaks and comes down to that 9 EMA, that's perfect. Then we get a new lower low in the market. That would be about 20 pips down to there. And then maybe it could trickle down to that box. Okay, so 60 seconds to go into the candle. We're continuing to push down. But we need that good. We need sellers right now to slam on the bid, to hit the bid. We need a lot of sellers to bid below here, like bid below here, so that we can create new lows. Because right now we've got a lot of buyers hitting the asking price up here to continue to drive the price higher. So this close is going to be very interesting. Can we get some bearish volume closing below this red line? We haven't seen that. We haven't had that yet. There we go. Okay, so there's the push. Okay, last 30 seconds. Again, pay attention. Are they equal lows? Oh shit, man. They are equal lows. Okay. Technical equal lows. So we need that lower low. Very important for the depth of market. Okay, here's the close. It's probably going to close right at that red line. Okay, so we close right. Oh, see what I mean? That's that bullish ignited push. Okay, so what we got to do is a quick seller's got to absorb this and bring this down. Otherwise, it's going to come into the supply and potentially there's the stop loss. Okay, so you can see how strong it came with a bullish ignited candle. If we can push this down, okay, if a big seller is here in that supply zone right there and can absorb all of this and break this, could be a big drop. Okay, this could be the last bar that's holding the structure right here, and it's the 9 a.m. bar. Okay, so my only risk is 10 pips right there. I don't want to play games at 9 a.m. where this is a massive bullish candle closing above here and I still want to be in a short position, because then they could easily take out the high of the day. This is like a statement candle at 9 a.m. Okay, so now it's trading in this red box. Okay, again, guys, my stop loss is right there, only 10 pips. 10 pips stop loss is nothing for US 30. Okay, it's like nothing. Some of you guys have like a 2-3 pips spread when you're trading. Okay, that's my stop loss. Okay, I think I'm going to get stopped out. But you can see how this red line held up. Okay, stopped out, guys. Stopped out. 10 pips stop. That's it. So I didn't take any profit out Okay, I was up 15, didn't take anything out, looking for that move to come down in here, and took a 10 pip stop loss. Okay, but did you guys see how I reduced my risk while it was coming down? My stop originally was up here. I brought it down just to be above that high. Okay, so now we really got to get ready for Wall Street. Okay, so we got a bullish move coming where it respected 50%. Okay, so sometimes when you get stopped out of a trade, you learn from it. Okay, so I was looking to see if the sellers were there today. They're not there. Like I'm telling you guys, you listen to what I'm saying. The sellers are not there today. The buyers are here today. There they are. Okay, so today could be a very bullish day. Going into the weekend with negotiations between China and the US and Switzerland. I can't stress that enough. Christoph, is my trading plan based on pips or trades? It's based on percentages. I look to hit my 1% per day, and it keeps the doctor away. If it takes me 3 trades, 5 trades, I kind of like this was a really small trade that I was just in. I don't really consider it like this. It was kind of like a feeler trade with only 10 pip stop loss. So, but the bigger ones like Wall Street and after, yes, I do consider all of those. Do we stream daily? Yeah. Right now we stream Monday, Wednesday, Fridays on YouTube until the likes start getting up again. Then we'll come back. But right now we're doing some private sessions Tuesday, Thursdays with the snipers. But so then what I do is after the trade, clean up the charts and get ready to continue to move on. Okay, so gold broke out of that daily impulse, took out those highs, drove up to 36 up here, and big massive rejection. Okay, so look at how they kind of pinned gold up here. Okay, so this is interesting. Look here. Okay, your big zone there. Look at it. Now you should see like a big kind of M top, like double, triple top. Came up. There's the neckline. Came back up. Look at that. They broke it. Bring it back down. This could be very bearish. If we kind of push gold, close below here, retest this, it's red. That 33.30 where we're looking for buys, but then it might flip into supply, and then its gold is trading back down to here. Okay. And we're bullish on indices right now. Oh, Benjamin, is there a stream delay? I believe on YouTube there's 10, 15 seconds. I have it on where it's reduced the lag so that you guys have good quality too. But I think that's a YouTube thing. 10 seconds, 15 seconds. There's no delay in the Zoom. I hope not. That's a YouTube thing. That's got nothing to do with us. Tammy, good morning. How are you? Listening in today, back in trading next week. That's awesome. Yep, that's good. It's nice to take a day off on a Friday, come back next week fresh. See, guys, okay, another thing. We're here to educate as well. I know it's fun trading, but do you guys see why I reduced my stop loss where it was originally up here? So I could have encountered a further loss, but as it was moving down, I just took my stop and just put it above that wick, only risking 10 pips. Okay, that's more than enough. If it came back in there would have been if they really wanted to sell the move down, a big seller would have been here and then protected that area and pushed it back down. So, like you don't need any further confirmation. If it breaks above, if they can't hold that last low wick right there, then yeah, you're going to get that bullish move. So you don't need to have unnecessary risk, guys, in trading. You don't. you start off, everyone says, okay, you start off with maybe a 30 pip stop loss. But as the trade is developing, you don't got to keep that stop loss open. You can start to reduce it to 15. Hopefully you can get it down to break even if you go up a certain amount in profit. But sometimes if a trade is not doing what you want it to do, you can close it out. You don't got to wait for either a TP or a stop loss hit. You can manage the trade yourself. Like if you see if it's not working, you're up 15 pips and it's coming out, you can close it at break even and just get rid of it and then continue to regroup and reanalyze. I never used to do that, guys. I'm trying to think of all the mistakes I used to do. That's what I used to always do. I'd get in a trade, majority was scalping, and I would have a TP and a stop loss. And I would wait for one of them to get hit. And a lot of times when you don't know what you're doing, it's your stop losses getting hit because you're waiting for that big TP. So then when I started to learn that sometimes you can close out the trade if it's not doing what it wants to do. It doesn't need to come directly right to your stop loss. What do you guys think about Bitcoin this weekend? Do you guys think it's going to hold and close above 100,000? Maybe next week we take out the all-time high, 109, 110,000 US a coin. Next little bit, do we see 150,000? Do I have a cold, Nick? I have allergies. I cut the grass yesterday. I have allergies. This time of the season, I have allergies. XRP to $5, Samuel. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. XRP is the one that's sleeping right now. Emirates, you come cut my grass for exchange for a tall boy. I got a lot. The fridge is full. Also, if you smoke weed, I can take care of you there. I'll cook barbecue, whatever you want, man. Come by, we'll have some fun. I'm setting in an outdoor basketball net this weekend for the kids, so we'll be balling outside if you want. Weed turns you into a vegetable. Can we buy gold? MR, you can do whatever you want, MR. I'm not telling you to buy or sell. I would wait. It's in this consolidated zone. Let's see what happens above here or below here. This is, again, accumulation. Do you want to trade this? It's kind of like me. I was trading that little accumulation zone right there. It didn't really work out. So, guys, there's going to be better opportunities in Wall Street. I wouldn't engage in this trading. Just my opinion. I tried out to see if it would break down. It's not worth it. Gold is still in this zone. It's not worth it. US dollar is actually pushing down 100.30. Okay, so there's some bearish moves on the US dollar right now. You can see how the US dollar is pushing down, but gold is pushing down as well. So, you know, like we should see if they're correlated. When the US dollar pushes down, we should see gold going up. It's not doing that right now. Let's just wait. Maybe a better opportunity, Enmar. Below here, let's see if we get a closure below here, or I just don't want to trade inside here. It's too messy. Let's let gold do its thing in here. We know it's not going to just trade inside here all day. It's eventually going to break out of this. What a boring Friday volume. Oh man. This volume is really, really boring. Choppy at its finest, gold. Okay, so now we're getting a breakdown. Again, 2 minutes and 55 seconds. Let's see if they're going to close it below there, if they're just going to come down impulsively and come right back up. And US 30 is trading right at the high of the day. Nasdaq is not there yet. Let's take a look at what's going on in the pre-market. Okay, so what do we got? Just some big names here that we're familiar with. Let's see here. Nvidia is up 0.4%, not much. Meta up 1%. Microsoft plus 0.4%. Google down 0.25%. Amazon up 0.6%. Tesla up 1.6% pre-market. Apple 0.5%. Not much going on, guys. Okay, so it's a flat market in the pre-market. So I'm just going to wait for Wall Street to open up. Very flat across the board. Let's just again look at the news. Just to refresh what we have today? We've got FOMC speakers all day today. Okay, so yeah, I know they're not as important as Powell, but still a lot of them are speaking. No news today. No news. Not much going on news-wise. Let's go into just, again, guys, utilize this on Discord if you guys can. Your news feed, it's pretty good. It updates everything as everything is happening. So 908 WTO spokesperson on U.S.-China trade talks in Geneva this weekend. The Director General welcomes talks as a positive and constructive step forward to de-escalation. Fed's barking. So these are now the Fed speakers here. You're going to see their names. Here's Williams. You'll see all of their names coming up as they're speaking. So this is what they're saying. It is not a given that firms can raise prices on tariffs. They're all talking in here. Okay, so it's good to know what they're saying, because the market will move with whatever they're saying here, but place heavy emphasis on the big names. I'm addicted to that news feed, Samuel. Like, I'm on this all day. Like, anytime I'm looking prior to taking a scalp, I'll refer to this real quick, see if there's anything. And then, so this is really handy, guys. And it tells you about everything. Like, not just with what the US is doing. Here's all the stuff on UK. There, I saw Bank of Japan. I had their Japanese speakers over here, and everything, German news, whatever it is. NYMEX, the New York Mercantile Exchange. There's Comex news. There's everything. Bank of Canada here. So whatever the news is, refer to this, guys. Utilize it. It's really good. Financial Juice is a really good source to use for learning what's going on around the markets. Does anyone need a break? It's 9:15. We're 15 minutes into Wall Street. If anyone needs to go grab a coffee, we'll still be here waiting for you. Okay, so US 30 came up on that big bullish candle again, right by the high of the day, getting rejected back down. Okay, so it made this move, that higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, but no new higher highs now. Like, as much as I want to get back in and hit another sell to come down, I'm not going to engage in that, because it might just come right back down here and go back up and just consolidate to Wall Street. So I'm waiting, because I know it could maybe come down, but definitely it could go right back up for Wall Street. So I'm just going to stay on the sidelines for the next 10-15 minutes till Wall Street opens up. We see the direction. Nothing really going on in the pre-market, so it could be like a choppy open until we see the direction. Anyone have any exciting plans over the weekend? Anyone doing anything? Holy, and gold is, guys, gold, I'm going to apologize for gold. Gold is very, very choppy, okay? So I'm apologizing for XAU USD. If you guys are getting frustrated with this, I understand your frustration. I'm going to apologize on behalf of gold. Don't engage in this garbage right now. Oh, yes, Sean, Mother's Day this weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful mothers, baby mamas, everyone we got out there. Happy Mother's Day to all of you guys. Um, it's a special day, Sunday. Thanks for reminding me, Sean. I gotta go and get something. No, I would never forget that day. My mom is very, very special to me. I'm a mama's boy. Nice Ghost Boogie. Mother's Day weekend. Gonna go to a cafe Sunday. That's nice. That's awesome. Knicks game 3 tomorrow. I'll be. Oh, you're going to the Garden while trading Bitcoin. Nice, man. Man, the Knicks are heating up right now. It's good. It's been a long time since Madison Square Garden has had that big energy there. So it's awesome to see. Okay, so let's see if gold can close above this structure. It's just bouncing around in here. Again, it's accumulating. iPhone, can I explain what's happening with gold? It's just accumulating in here. Okay, it's coming. Here's the supporting level, the 330 that we call SST signal called out. It's coming to 335 resistance, coming back down to 330 support. There impulsively broke above. It created a high, came back down again. Tried to break here, holding support. Now we're coming right back up. So let's see if we can get some bullish volume closing above here. We haven't had any. We've had an impulse break to the high of the day. We had this impulse right here. So let's see if we can actually get some physical bullish volume closing above here, because then we can maybe head bullish on gold, take out the high of the day, and continue to drive into the 40s up here. We've got Nasdaq coming down. We've got US 30 getting rejected at the high of the day. Everything can change prior to heading into Wall Street. Okay, and we're 10 minutes away from Wall Street. So this is, you got to understand, if you do take a trade right now, you're taking a trade prior to Wall Street market opening up, 5-10 minutes away. So you got to have a trade plan, because at 9:30 a lot more volatility and volume is going to come into the market. So just got to be aware of that. So you got to understand your risk. And check your spreads too, because spreads start to really move right prior to Wall Street. Yeah, Boogie, that's a big surprise. Knicks going up 2-0 against the Celtics, and now coming to MSG. Man, that's good. That's big. Bronson is balling. Okay, guys. So let's see, and you see Nasdaq just trading in here, moving like a snail. We've got US 30 coming all the way back down. So you see, guys, had I been in that, continued, probably would have got stopped out, and then look at, then it moves in the original direction. So that's what I was hoping. This leg would be this leg, but that bullish candle came in at 9 a.m. That's that hourly candle that interrupts everything. Okay, that's why you got to pay attention to when you're trading. If you're in a trade prior to an hourly candle opening or a 30-minute or 4-hour candle, it kind of disrupts the flow. Like, and it's like clockwork when it does that. So, you know, shit like that happens. And I guarantee you there's going to be another big move at 9:30 at Wall Street. Okay, so is this going to be the first gold 5-minute candle closing above this structure since, how far back can we go over here? Like you can see, it's been a long time since we've closed above 3335 up here, 3336. Okay, so let's see if it's going to be the first bar that closes above. I like that, Boogie. Back-to-back upset wins in Boston. If we keep the momentum, the sweep will happen like liquidity. There you go. I love it. See how you can use the language of liquidity in basketball and sports and all. I love it. Yep. Okay, so there's another impulse, guys. Impulse could come down, get rejected. Again, that's why it's important to wait for bodies to close. Had you got in prematurely, this happens, okay? Okay, guys, so 20 seconds to go into the close. Let's watch what's going on here. And then we're only 5 minutes away from Wall Street market open. So if you do decide to take a trade 5 minutes prior to Wall Street, it's a risk you're taking. I'm not willing to take that risk. So I'm going to wait regardless. If there's an A+ setup, I'm still going to wait. And I'm just going to go through the motions. Gold did close above this zone. So the red zone, I'm going to go green for now. Nasdaq is just still inside here, and US 30, again, it's struggling again, breaking this red line here. Okay, so guys, I'm just gonna kind of just remind everyone, we're going into Wall Street in 4.5 minutes. Just please, proper risk management. You can see how kind of choppy it was trading today. It could get, you know, a little bit volatile in Wall Street. Don't do anything that you're going to regret. If you want to do high leverage, high risk trading, that's your business. You know, like just understand the consequences of doing that. So, and I'm going to reiterate this like a broken record again. If you've had a good week so far, maybe today you were trading earlier and you did good, trust me on this. Don't ruin your week and your Friday and your weekend by doing something silly that you're going to regret later on. Believe me, you got to learn from this. And the faster you learn this, the better you will be at trading. A lot of traders don't trade on Fridays. I'm telling you the honest truth. A lot of traders don't trade on Fridays. So they leave you with this scrappy volume. So just be careful, guys. Monday might be a fresh new day in the markets. For example, if China and US agree to some trade deals, it might be the best trading on Monday you've ever seen. So don't engage in this because this is frustrating. This will piss you off. You're gonna revenge trade. You're gonna hedge your trades. You're gonna stack your trades. It's just a recipe for disaster. Believe me on that. Okay, unless we see some clear moves coming up, we can engage, but just make sure proper risk always. Okay, not just on a Friday especially, but even if today was a Tuesday morning, proper risk always. We're not gambling here. We gamble at the casinos. We go to Vegas. Or are we boycotting Vegas right now? What are we doing? Are we going to go to Niagara Falls and support Windsor at their casinos, or are we welcome in the United States? Well, I don't know if I come over the border if Trump is going to detain me and deport me to El Salvador. So I have to be careful. 2 more minutes to go to Wall Street. And then the morning bell is going to ring. What are we saying? What are you guys thinking? On gold, collective group. Are you guys bullish or bearish on gold? Push, bullish, breaking the daily high. Okay. It's retesting. Watch. Prior to Wall Street, maybe they'll break the high. Maybe a pullback. Maybe we can buy the pullback. We'll see. Right now, guys, Nasdaq and US 30 trading very similar. Are we bullish or bearish on Nasdaq and US 30? You guys selling? Okay, but just be careful because they might sell it right into like kind of the demand and then bring it right back up. So let's just watch how they're doing everything. If this US 30 bar closes below here, we're gonna flip that green zone red. So man, I like the sell, but that 9 a.m. candle kind of got me there. And please, guys, also check your spreads too, because you're going to see the spreads fluctuate during Wall Street. Okay, things are going to be much different. And here we go, 30 seconds to go. So this white line is an hourly point of interest on Nasdaq, 50% of the green zone. US 30 opened ignited, pushing down. Okay, there's that 200 EMA. There's the daily point of interest yellow line. That's our overall trend line. Gold is breaking for a new daily high right now. Prior to Wall Street opening up in 10 seconds. Here we go. Okay. So if you guys are still holding those buys at 330 down here, congratulations. You guys should be up 100 pips right now. Now, here's market open. Okay. So we're opening bullish. Sorry, guys, I got to go fast. So this green to red really quickly on US 30 coming up bullish. Ignited candle. Are they rejecting? Big bullish candle. US gold. Okay. Retesting. The purple line was the daily high, previous daily high. Could be support going forward in the next few minutes. But look at Nasdaq and US 30. Very, very bullish. Okay. So first 30 seconds too. Okay, so this could be a very bullish move, or they'll reject it back down. A lot of traders will enter in right now and trade right now. I'm going to wait for the close of this 5-minute candle. I know it sucks. Not a lot of traders want to wait 5 minutes when the opening bell happens, but you have to, because look what can happen. See how it came all the way up? If you bought that high, boom, they slam you down. And that's not a little bit of drawdown. Like the volume picks up. Like just look at the wick to where it is right now. That's 30. Wow. Okay, now it's a shooting star candle. That's like a 40, 50 pip. So just, guys, just wait it out. Believe me, unless you're using a bigger stop loss, just wait it out. Okay, you saw when they flicked it down, it came right back up. Nasdaq came right again to that resistance on the 5 minutes. They pushed it back down. Will it come back up? Will it at least engulf this candle or maybe close above here? Same with US 30. It is building, but it's still trading in resistance. We're still below the high of the day. and maybe if gold can retrace back down to here. So now this zone that was red the entire call, now we've made it green. So 3335 might be support for gold. The 33330 that we sent out the buy signal is stronger support below there. And now half the candle is exhausted. We're at 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. So it's kind of like the halftime show. And then now we got second half showing up. So is the blue team going to step up? Is the black team going to step up? Who's going to step up in the second half? Who's going to take over the second half here? Okay, and gold. Okay, you see how it opened ignited bearish? Okay, so again, I ask questions. How did it just not open and just take out that little wick right there? So they're artificially bringing gold down, maybe to possibly retest this zone, or maybe even just come down bearish engulfing. And that was maybe a high of the day fake out up there at 340. We'll see. But now it came down, back up. Good volume, good push coming back up. Where will it close at? Okay, same with Nasdaq, watching where it will close. Same with US 30, watching where it will close. And I'm going to open up my stop loss now because the volume is a little bit bigger. So now this is where I got to control my lot size or my contract size. Okay, so same mathematics. If you go with a tighter stop, you can go with a bigger lot size. But when you go with a larger stop loss, due to the volatility, you have to decrease your lot sizing, so you can manage your risk appropriately. Okay, now let's watch the last 60 seconds, last minute. Okay, so gold technically is bearish right now. Nasdaq and US 30 are technically bullish right now. And we're closing now in roughly 30 seconds. Okay, so the last 30 seconds, it's kind of exactly like a basketball game. We had the first half, second half. Now we got the 24-second shot clock. This is the last 24 seconds here. This is where Brunson has the ball against the Celtics, game 3, going for the game winner. Okay, let's see. So it's very strong push from the buyers. Gold is still dropping. Okay, so that's important. They broke that high on Nasdaq. Okay, so new high up there. Can they close it above? Okay, so it did close above. Any pullbacks, kind of like maybe 50% of the volume, if there is pullbacks. This red zone, I'm just flipping it green now if it pulls back like US 30 here, or maybe to remember this red line. You see how I still have that red line there, still holding. Okay, it could flip, and then I'm looking for maybe a daily high break coming out of here on US 30. Okay, if it still holds and maintains. Nasdaq looks good, like it wants to maybe break. You got barcoding going on with gold over here still. Barney, more pump fakes than Michael Jordan. Yeah, there's a lot of pump fakes around here. Okay, so gold got rejected. Okay, it came back to that purple line. They rejected it back down. But we'll see what type of reaction it gets if it comes to this support green box level. That's where it could turn back up. However, if it does push below this, it could be bearish coming right back down to 33.30. We're getting a retest right there at that red line on US 30. I like that. So if this can kind of come back up and flip, I'm going to look for maybe a buy and maybe potentially place my stop loss below this green box down here if we can get it. And then I'm looking for US 30 to break the daily high and push through that purple line, get out of this red zone with Wall Street's volume, if that could in fact happen, but it's still bearish right now. So I gotta wait. I gotta continue to wait it out, see if they can continue to accumulate below me. It's retesting that red line. That's this entire session. That 465 red line has been acting as support, and this entire time when we had that break. So is it still holding? It technically is not. Yeah, and gold coming right back down to maybe retest here, guys. It's choppy, guys. This is not like a normal Wall Street market kind of open we get. So just be patient again. Let's see. Okay, again, it retested that red line. Okay, so it retested it, coming back up. If it breaks like a hammer candle, I'm going to look to maybe buy the second half of this candle to continue to get that push breaking through for a high of a day. Okay, so on US 30, still not there. Hasn't flipped, hasn't turned into a bullish pin bar, hasn't turned into a hammer candle yet. But I notice it's getting good support below. Okay, last 2 minutes now. Okay, I'm gonna go in a buy now. Okay, so I'm placing my stop below the green box. Okay, again, it's kind of tight because I can be below that big bullish candle, but I'm just gonna leave it right there for now, just to see if I can stick with this trade going into the close. If it can again pick up some volume right here at the red line, so I might get stopped out prior to it even closing. So I'm gonna see if it can respect this red line right here. Gold is retesting right here, guys. Okay, so now it's retesting the green box. I have a very, very, very tight stop loss just right below the green box. I bet you they're going to stop me out, wick me out, and then it's going to reverse back up. So I got to watch this here. I'll let you guys know verbally when I'm out. I'm still in it. Still holding it. They almost got me. I squeaked away from that one. Last 30 seconds to go. But maybe they're going to come back down a second time. That's not where I'm looking for like a profit target. I'm looking to break this. I think this time when they're coming down there, they're going to get me out. You're super bearish on gold. Not yet. It's got to break that 35 area, that green box. Okay, I got to really watch this. They're coming after my stop loss right now. They could just come down there. Yeah, it's a bullish ignited candle, but as soon as it gets wick, and it could take that out, and that's my stop. It's very, very, very tight. Okay, probably going to get stopped out here. Unless I get that bullish candle driving. No, it got rejected. So it's gonna really get stopped out here. I'm still in, guys. I'm watching this there. Stopped out. Fuck. Nah, this is too choppy for me. This shit's too choppy. Sometimes you can get away with tight stop losses in Wall Street market open, but not with this choppiness. It's too guys, I'm being honest. This is too choppy. There's going to be much better trading on Monday. Don't get caught up in this. It's a very ranged market. No, you're absolutely correct about that. It's very, very ranging. We started to call that 7:30, and it's almost 10, and we're in the same range. So that's why I always say, guys, reduce your risk and don't go big trading when it's trading shit like this. Listen to what I'm saying. On those two trades that I got stopped out on, the first one was only 10 pips. That one was a little more, but I decreased my risk. If I start to get the move that I'm looking for, then I will add to the position. But sometimes to get the feel of the position, you don't gotta go big, guys. Just test it out, feel out the market. It's I think gold. Yeah, you guys want to sell gold. A lot of you guys want to sell gold. I'll go in and sell on gold with you guys, but we need to get the close below here. Okay, so if it closes below here, we don't want to just come down here and then go right back up. Okay, in today's range market, probably that will happen. But if you get closure below, maybe retest this, then drop to that 330 and see if it will break. It's been holding strong 330 all morning today. You can continue to see if it will hold strong. See, and this is those would've, should've, could've. If I placed my stop loss below that bullish candle, I could still be in, but that's not how I trade. Like this was a green zone for a reason, and then I felt comfortable placing my stop below there, because even if they have it below there, yeah, they're going to take that out. So even if you had a bigger stop loss here down there, they're going to take you out. They'll probably take out that wick too, because there's a lot of stops below there as well. So I was looking for just a retest of that and continue to drive up, but then it came all the way back down. Maybe I should have waited for that body to close. That's the way I look back at it now. I got to learn from it, figure out what I did wrong. See, guys, this is like, I don't think I'm going to take another trade today. Like, this is just horrible. See gold, how it came all the way down there, and that's exactly what I was saying. Be careful, because it could have come all the way right back up. It's in a ranging market. That's it. I don't think they want to redistribute this volume as of yet. You might got to wait till 11 a.m., 10:30, noon, maybe in the afternoon today. Otherwise, it's just going to be stuck in here. If you guys want to trade this, it's up to you. But I'm saying that it's not worth it. It's not worth it. They're just playing games today. You're just going to get frustrated trading this. Whether you're buying, whether you're selling, same shit here. Whether you're buying US 30, they're bringing you down. When you're selling, they're bringing you back up. It's just, there's no direction. I like trading a trending market. This is nothing. This is just range, consolidation, going after stops above and below, and frustrating you and I. Boogie, that's amazing. Because of SST, every Friday I reduce my risk 0.10 to 0.25%. That's perfect. Same with me. I'm not lying to you guys. I'm telling you guys, when I trade, I lower my risk on Fridays, because I've been clapped too many times on Fridays, and I don't want to go through that shit again. I learned my lessons. They were costly lessons. See here now, this green zone is red. If it comes back, it might come back up, or they're actually going to break this thing down. And then when they break it down, it could come right back up. So I don't know, guys. It's 9:45 now. If we even look at the 15-minute candles, okay, like look at all that 15-minute consolidation exactly right when we started the call. 7:30 was here. So we encountered all of this. There was that big bullish breakout, and then it's coming right back down inside. This is what you got on the 15 minutes on Nasdaq. This is disgusting. Like, look at this. This is gross. And look at what we were trying to do with US 30 on the 5 minutes, and look at the 15s. Like, guys, if you don't see what I see here, how choppy this is, and to know not to walk away from the markets this morning, I don't know how else to show this to you guys, but this is not worth the headaches, believe me. Like, this is where you go and enjoy your Friday. Get off the charts, clear your mind. If you had a good week this week, don't go doing something silly and blowing all your profits away on this hot mess right here. It's not worth it. Like, normally I stay to take more trades, but it's not worth it, guys. It's I don't know how else to say it, but Like, you see what I mean? It came down and now it's coming right back up. So it's kind of like barcoding, but they're bigger range. Gold again came up, now pushing back down. This is where maybe, you know, like a sell position could be starting. But again, you got 3 more minutes. Wait for this bearish candle to close below here. Otherwise, it might just do exactly what this one did, where it came down and goes back up. So iPhone, you're going to get a haircut. It's Friday. I got to go get a haircut myself. That's exactly what I'm doing. Right after this, Friday, I have a routine. I go see my barber every Friday. Right after kind of Wall Street trading, around 11 a.m., I'm there. It's not busy at my barber at that time, but you got to go get lined up. Got to get the beard all lined up, get cleaned up. You're right, on a Friday. That's what we should be doing, guys. Everyone, go to the barber or to the salon, ladies. Get your hair all done, and avoid trading this garbage right now. Val, you're headed to the gym. That's perfect. Yep. A little gym tan laundry, GTL, the Jersey Shore style. Yeah, get ready for Mother's Day. That's a biggie. See, again, they're breaking it down. Might be bringing it back up. Man, you guys understand why traders get frustrated? I understand. I'm getting frustrated looking at this myself. Like, this is where frustration sets in. This is where you got to be above the markets. This is where you got to have your psychology, your mindset at a good place. Okay. If you can understand to walk away from this and know, okay, you're not missing much. It's a Friday. The markets will be open on Monday. I guarantee you they're going to be open on Tuesday of next week. I can pretty much guarantee they'll be open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week. So we have all next week to continue trading. But engaging in this, you will probably do something silly that you're going to regret. You're going to probably have a horrible day trading the markets today if you keep getting stopped out. You might go into that vicious cycle of revenge trading, adding more trades, trying to regain what you lost, and then now you're trading in the afternoon on a Friday, and then more shit happens, and then you don't know what to do. You're holding a position over the weekend in drawdown, and China and US are negotiating trade deals, and Monday morning you wake up and you're like, why did I do all this? So welcome to the wild world of trading. It's those emotions that go through your head every single time, and it's traditionally Fridays that do this to us. But it's up to you if you guys want to continue trading. I'm going to pack it up for today. I'm going to go head out to the barber and enjoy the nice weather outside today. If you guys are going to continue trade, I wish you guys the best. Maybe they will redistribute this volume in another hour, another 30 minutes, another 2 hours. I don't know. But if you're willing to wait it out and see, definitely there might be some moves, but I wouldn't overdo it with this, guys. Jay Robertson, do you guys still have financial juice? Yeah, it's right over here. If you go to the Discord, come to our Discord, right over here, and you see where it is, right at the top, the news feed, right up here. And then there it all is. See, look at what you got. You got some Pakistan Air Force. More than 100 planes of Pakistan and India took part in a 1-hour air battle on Wednesday. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you got a lot of tension around the world continuing. So just be careful. Again, with gold, with Nasdaq, US 30, crude oil as well if you trade that over the weekend. But guys, that's it for me. I appreciate all you guys joining this week. Thank you guys so much. For you guys on YouTube for joining Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Again, we'll do the same thing Monday morning. Get ready. Maybe we'll dissect the markets over the weekend, go through the news, and hopefully we'll have a better trading day Monday morning. Better volume to trade, a lot easier on the eyes. This is hard to look at. It's not worth it, guys. Try and learn how to walk away. It's the best thing. You might your trading account may thank you in the long run if you learn how to walk away from this price action. That's it's horrible right now. I'll be straight up and honest with you guys. But thank you guys. If you want to join the team, guys, just remember, if you want to join, there's 50% off discounts on everything at SST. SST 50 you use at the discount. Free blogs available, guys. Right here, this is a good one for today. The Trader's Mind, Path to Success. Right now, learning how to walk away from the market today when it's choppy. that will make you a better trader down the road, okay? If you want breakdowns on our signals, all of our blogs, what is a scalper, types of traders, Netflix, the Forex Hours, understanding the role of the economic calendar, and everything, guys. How to trade extreme volatility, all of those things, okay? Lots in here on the blogs. If you want to join the team, we have a lot of education, a lot of live trading, the signals, everything we do at SST. We would love to have you guys on the team. Join up this weekend, and we'll see you guys maybe Monday morning in our Zoom with all the snipers. So guys, thank you guys. I had an amazing week. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys had a good week. Again, we had NFP last week. We had FOMC this week. So again, we are going to go over Monday morning what we have coming up next week. I can go through it real quick right now. Just, oh shit, I don't want to hit that. Right over here, Monday real quick. No red folders, okay? So Monday could be like another day like today. Then we start to move into Tuesday. Inflation news. CPI is coming out Tuesday, okay? So that's big. Wednesday, again, slow day in the markets. Thursday next week, busy day. We got now our producers. We had CPI, now it's producers on Thursday. Our PPI coming out, weekly unemployment claims. But look here. 8:40 a.m. next Thursday, Fed Chair Powell speaks. So he's going to be talking. Where is he going to be talking? If you click on the folder right here, it tells us he's going to deliver opening remarks at the second Thomas Lobuck Research Conference in Washington, D.C. Again, he might be talking about the PPI, the CPI, the FOMC, tariffs, all of that. But anytime Papa Powell is speaking, and look at what the time, 8:40. So you guys know COMEX is 8:20, 8:30 news, and then 8:40. So Thursday next week, expect lots of volatility. And then to close it off on a Friday, we got our prelim University of Michigan consumer sentiment report and inflation expectations. So that's next week. Big day will be with the Powell. But that's how everything is looking next week. Okay, guys? And then we'll go over our earnings. We'll do all that next week. Guys, on Zoom, if you guys want to do some education, some homework on the site, if you guys go over here to education, you scroll down. These are all the courses. But if you scroll coming down, get below the boot camps, below all of these 120 webinars, then you get right here, SST Super Systems of Trading. This is more like the advanced levels for you guys if you want to really take it to the next level. And then you scroll down to the bottom, the last few we did here. So last week was the daily trading routine with a homework assignment. I know that this has helped a lot of traders. I've gotten a lot of feedback. Dave and I have got feedback that it is helping. And then we did this one. This is a good one to go off of today's volume, like the trader's mind with a homework assignment, okay? So if you guys want to do that, and then if you want to post your, copy paste your analysis, your assignment in the Discord, you have the channel right here under SST homework, right over here. You're welcome to do your homework. Again, I don't want to be this guy telling you guys, do your homework. You guys are all adults. We're not in grade 3 here, so you guys can, whether you want to do it or not, it's up to you, but it will help you out. It will really help you out as a personal trader, and you'll learn a lot about yourself. Okay, guys? I had a great week. If you can leave us a like and subscribe to the channel on YouTube, we'll see you guys Monday morning. And everyone on Zoom, have a great weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all the fantastic mothers out there, and we'll see you guys Monday morning. 7 a.m., we'll be back. Okay, guys? Have a great weekend. Thanks, everyone.
Recording stopped.
Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to the live session of Stocks Sniper Trading. My name is Dave, guys. My partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
jumping in on US 30. Sell. Okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please. Secure.